Somewhere along the way, you lost touch with yourself, not all at once, not dramatically, just quietly. You kept going, kept surviving, kept showing up, but inside something sacred grew distant. You felt it in the silence, in the heaviness of your breath, in the way joy no longer reached your core. And you wondered, when did I leave myself behind? There was a time your soul felt open. You trusted life. You trusted yourself. You trusted the unseen. You felt connected to purpose, to meaning, to something greater than fear. You didn't need to prove your worth. You didn't doubt your place. You simply were. Whole, present, alive. Pain arrived. Disappointment followed. Loss left its mark. You learned that feeling deeply could hurt, so you closed parts of yourself. You learned that trusting could break you, so you built walls. You learned that being real could cost you, so you became careful. And without realizing it, you chose survival over truth. You didn't betray yourself out of weakness. You did it to stay alive. Time passed, and though you kept moving, your soul grew tired. You carried guilt you never spoke of, regret you buried deep, shame you disguised as strength. You smiled for others while grieving yourself in silence. At night, when the world finally rested, your soul whispered, "This is not the life you were meant to live." You weren't broken by failure. You were broken by disconnection, by living days that felt empty, by pretending you were fine, by abandoning yourself one choice at a time. And one day, the weight became too heavy. You felt lost, not in the world, but within yourself. And in that broken place, you stopped resisting. You stopped running, stopped pretending, stopped holding it together. You whispered, maybe aloud, maybe only in your heart, "I'm tired. I don't know who I am anymore. Please, help me find my way back." That wasn't weakness, that was surrender. Silence met you, not empty silence, but living silence. It held you, it softened you, and for the first time in a long time, you allowed yourself to feel the grief, the remorse, the longing. You cried for the parts of you abandoned, for the dreams you buried, for the truth you ignored, and something sacred stirred within you. From the depth of your being, a quiet voice emerged. Not angry, not disappointed, gentle, patient. It said, "I never left you. I waited through every denial. I stayed through every escape. I remained even when you forgot me." That voice was your inner self, your soul, your divine spark, remembering hurt. You saw how often you chose fear over faith, comfort over truth, belonging over authenticity. You felt remorse, not as punishment, but as awakening. And instead of condemning yourself, you bowed inward. You forgave yourself for surviving the only way you knew how. Coming back wasn't dramatic, it was humble. You listened more, you slowed down, you honored your limits. You stopped forcing yourself into places your soul had already left. Each honest breath felt like a prayer. Each moment of awareness felt like healing. Life still carried pain, but now you walked with presence. You allowed emotions to move through you. You allowed silence to teach you. You allowed truth to guide you. You weren't chasing happiness anymore. You were choosing alignment, and that changed everything. Something softened inside you. Hope returned, not loud, but steady. You felt connected again, to yourself, to meaning, to the sacred rhythm of life. You realized your soul didn't need fixing, it needed remembering. Your inner self whispers now, "Thank you for coming back. I never demanded perfection. I only asked for presence. Stay with me, honor me, choose me again and again." And you promised to try. If you are listening and your heart feels heavy, This story is for you. You are not lost beyond return. You are not too broken to be whole again. You are not abandoned. Your soul remembers you, and it is calling you home. The journey back to yourself is sacred. It is slow. It is honest. It is brave. You don't return as who you were. You return as who you have become. Wiser, softer, awake. Your inner self was never lost. It waited, and now you have come home. If you want next, I can. Coming home to yourself did not mean the journey ended. It meant a new one began, because finding your inner self is not a moment. It is a commitment, a daily choice to remain awake in a world that pulls you back into forgetting. You realized the hardest part wasn't returning, it was staying. The world did not soften because you healed. Noise returned. Pressure returned. Old triggers returned. There were days you almost slipped back into numbness. Moments when silence felt too heavy and distraction looked tempting again. But now you noticed, and noticing became your protection. You learned something holy. Healing requires devotion. Not force, not perfection, but devotion. You began creating small rituals of presence, moments of stillness before the day spoke to you, breaths taken with intention, honest check-ins with your soul. You stopped asking, "What should I do today?" and started asking, "What would keep me connected?" Your wounds did not disappear, but they transformed. They no longer ruled you. They informed you. Pain became a teacher, not a prison. You stopped resenting your sensitivity, stopped apologizing for your depth. You understood now, i.e., the same places that broke you were the places that made you capable of compassion, wisdom, and light. Without trying, your presence changed. You listened more deeply. You spoke more truthfully. You moved more slowly. People felt safe around you, even if they didn't know why. Not because you had answers, but because you had peace. You were no longer chasing meaning. You were living it, and within yourself, you made a promise, not loudly, not dramatically, but sincerely. I will not abandon you again. Even when I am afraid, even when I am unsure, even when I fail. This time I stay. If you are listening to this now and wondering if this kind of return is possible for you, it is. Not someday, not when life calms down, but now. You do not need to fix everything. You do not need to understand everything. You only need to choose presence over escape, again and again and again. Your inner self whispers one last truth. You are never weak. You were becoming. And even in your silence, I was shaping you. Walk gently now. Live honestly. Trust the quiet. The journey continues, not upward, not outward, but inward, moment by moment. You walk this life now, not as someone searching for themselves, but as someone who remembers, and that remembrance is enough.